Working to advance integrated river basin management and with a vision of clean, healthy rivers and communities around the world, the International River Foundation awards the Riverprize to recognize and reward those who are realizing these goals. In its 17th year, the Thiess International Riverprize continues to shine a light on rivers and organizations around the world who demonstrate excellence and innovation in river restoration and protection. The International River Foundation would like to take this opportunity to thank the late Vera Thiess, Alec and Mary Pedden, Martin Albrecht, Thiess Corporate and Brisbane City Council for their continued support and valued contribution in 2015. This year's international finalists demonstrate that a continued commitment to our rivers and communities is making a difference in a world where leadership for our environment is sorely needed. The finalists represent the vision of the River Foundation brought to life, and we congratulate them all. In 2015, the Thiess International Riverprize finalists are Lake Eyre Basin in Australia. The Lake Eyre Basin is one of the world's great free-flowing river basins, a globally iconic desert river basin. Ever-changing rivers flow freely across a sixth of Australia, incorporating 3 states and 1 territory to the impressive Katitunda Lake Eyre. Its diverse human communities and incredible cultural and natural values depend on this boom-bust ecology of its desert rivers.
I think there's been a lot of successes out of the project, but one of the best successes is being able to break down those state borders and for people to come together from the different states and actually work together.
In the mid-1990s, water resource development threatened, galvanizing communities to protect its magnificent rivers. A national groundswell of community stakeholder concern culminated in the Lake Eyre Basin Intergovernmental Agreement, focusing state, territory and the Australian governments on protecting its free-flowing rivers. This framework provided the institutional governance for an already united community.
Key to the partnership's success is its achievement in instilling a shared community responsibility for protecting and managing the basin, an area that covers 1/6 of Australia.
Ministers focused their agencies and formalised a community advisory committee and scientific advisory panel. These integrated with community-driven catchment groups and regional natural resource management organisations. The resulting enduring partnership built a shared vision and protected the rivers over an extensive area of the continent, a river basin of global significance.
The Lake Eyre Partnership has successfully channeled interest, motivation, science and influence towards achieving long-term socio-ecological health and sustainability of the basin.
The partnership protected the basin using its cohesive network of community, river people, scientists, industry and government. Threats known to degrade rivers around the world, example, water resource development, mining and pollution, were resisted by the engaged Lake Eyre Basin community, supported by strong scientific investment in understanding the system and its risks, and recently focused on transformative adaptive management. This 20-year partnership avoided costly expenditures incurred in restoration of many rivers around the world, but allowed economic sustainable growth, particularly in tourism and organic beef production. River Mur in Austria. The River Mur is a transboundary stream in Central Europe, flowing from Austria to Slovenia and along the border between Hungary and Croatia into the River Drava and then into the Donau. Due to systemic river regulation at the end of the 19th century and the discharge of severe industrial effluents until the 1970s, the River Mur was altered significantly. Straightened and massively polluted, the River Mur was once classified as one of Europe's dirtiest rivers.
From the early beginning of the river restoration, the biggest challenge was to attain a rational compromise between the partly contradictory public interests in terms of water resource use.
In collaboration with the Syrian government, Department of Water Management, Resources and Sustainability, and the Slovenian Ministry of the Environment, Spatial Planning and Energy, Freeland Environmental Consulting Civil Engineers Limited has been working on many programs to restore the river system. In addition to improving water quality, activities have focused on restoring natural river structures and habitats, natural water retention measures, solutions for urban river integration, and the enhancement of public awareness.
The nomination for the Riverprize 2015 means for Slovenia challenge to work even harder with all stakeholders to find appropriate solution in transboundary context to improve quality of life along the riverside.
Due to these efforts in the last 30 years, the River Mur is now considered to be one of Austria's most ecologically valuable rivers, with long stretches part of the Natura 2000 European Nature Protection Network. Outstanding developments include the nature reproduction of the highly endangered Danube salmon in the Upper Mur and the species richness in Austria's second largest alluvial forest along the border to Slovenia. Today, the biggest threat to the river's ecology is hydropower development. To safeguard ecosystem enhancements, a management plan was developed in 2014, which includes designations for the future use and protection of the river. Jordan River in Jordan, Palestine and Israel. EcoPeace Middle East is a unique organization at the forefront of the environmental peacemaking movement. As a trilateral organization that brings together Jordanians, Palestinians and Israelis, EcoPeace's primary objective is the promotion of cooperative efforts to protect the region's shared environmental heritage and seeks to advance both sustainable regional development and the creation of necessary conditions for lasting peace in the region. EcoPeace has offices in Amman, Bethlehem and Tel Aviv. At the heart of the region shared by Jordan, Israel and Palestine is the Lower Jordan River. It has formed a landscape of outstanding ecological and cultural importance. It connects the ecosystems of Africa and Asia, forming a sanctuary for wild plants and animals, and has witnessed some of the most significant advances in human history. The river runs through the heart of many spiritual traditions. Some of the founding stories of Judaism, Christianity, and Islam are set along its banks, and the valley contains sites sacred to half of humanity.
We think that the Jordan River and the efforts to rehabilitate this river is of global significance. The Jordan River doesn't just belong to the countries of the Middle East where it crosses. The Jordan River belongs to half of humanity. It's the river where Christ was baptized, where the Israelites crossed to the Promised Land, and where 4 of the companions to the Prophet Muhammad were buried along its banks. Therefore, the Jordan really is part of all of humanity's common heritage.
EcoPeace is engaging Muslim, Christian and Jewish communities in Jordan, Palestine and Israel, as well as internationally, to advance the creation of larger stakeholder circles supporting the rehabilitation of the Lower Jordan River. The Lower Jordan Valley is divided between Jordanians, Israelis and Palestinians. Palestinians have no access to the Jordan and do not receive water directly from the river. In just over 50 years, the countries that share the Jordan River watershed have dammed and diverted more than 96% of the river's historic flow. What little water remains is polluted with saline, sewage and agricultural runoff. EcoPeace uses both a top-down advocacy approach coupled with a bottom-up grassroots community strategy that has proven to be a very effective work model. In 2001, EcoPeace developed the first ever regional grassroots and bottom-up program for Israeli, Palestinian and Jordanian cooperation on Jordan River rehabilitation with the establishment of the Good Water Neighbours program, a program that includes youth, adult residents, mayors and municipal representatives.
The bottom-up is absolutely essential because it brings credibility. Having the community with us so that it really is their issue. It's empowering the community to raise their voice, to speak to the opportunities both in life and livelihood, that they want to see move forward, together with good research, bringing scientists together, creating the very first master plan of the Jordan River Valley that helps create political will.
2010 marked the beginning of an intensive period of research addressing two of the most important questions related to Jordan River rehabilitation. 1. How much water is needed to rehabilitate the river? And 2. Where will this water come from? EcoPeace also works with high-level government officials to create the political will necessary to bring about real change. EcoPeace recently launched the first ever transboundary integrated NGO master plan for the Jordan Valley, a culmination of years of research, advanced political will, and awareness campaigns throughout the region. EcoPeace carried out hundreds of activities, bringing thousands of people on local Neighbours Paths tours that educate residents on their shared water realities, holding community cleanups, river tours, and big jump events that call on their governments to rehabilitate this important river and more. After years of local, national and regional advocacy efforts and ongoing engagement of decision-makers led by EcoPeace in Israel, Jordan and Palestine, wastewater treatment plants were built and are now operational at several key locations along the lower Jordan River Valley. In addition, the Israeli government released the first allocation of fresh water to the lower Jordan River in 2013, for the first time in 49 years, committing to increase this allocation from 9 million cubic meters to 30 MCM by the end of 2015. The beginning of a change of mindset has set in. The International River Foundation congratulates all the finalists in the 2015 Thiess International Riverprize.